In this video tutorial, we're going to have a look at creating summaries for grid controls. To get started, we're going to build the table. We're going to add one by clicking on the plus sign, and we're going to call it Invoices. Okay, we're going to add two extra fields for this table. This is going to be called Total and the second one is going to be called VAT. So we've created a new table and we've added two numeric fields to the table. Save and close. Now we're going to go to the Desktop tab and create a grid view. This is going to be connected to the Invoices table. Accept. We're going to edit the view. We're going to right click on the form, choose Customize Layout. We're going to drag in the object identifier, also the name. We're going to drag in the total field and also the VAT. Okay, now we're going to add a couple of entries to our table. Customer 1 is the first entry, and we're going to repeat the same customer a couple of times because we can generate multiple invoices for the same customer. Okay, now we can create customer number 2. We're also going to put in some totals and some VATs. And we're going to do that for all the customers. This is just for demonstration purposes. The figures can be set up as you wish, so they don't have any particular meaning. And the last entry, okay, let's save. Let's play with the grid a bit more, just to make it a bit more visible. We're going to drag these columns out. We're going to right click on the header, choose column chooser, and we're going to put in total and also VAT. Okay. So at this point, you have two options of displaying summaries. You can display summaries in the footer of the grid, so in this section, or at a group level. So let's say you want to group these entries by the name. Drag the name column over here. We can expand the groups, and you can have summaries displayed at a group level. So let's click on the properties. Okay. Click on grid view, scroll down just until you find options view. You have an option over here called Show Footer. Click on it, and then click on Show Grouped Columns. Okay. Now you can see that the footer is visible at the bottom of your grid, and also you can see the entries in the group even if you grouped by the customer column. Let's save. Now that we have everything in place, we can start displaying summaries. And we're going to do that by clicking on the properties. Let's drag this window over here. And let's say we want to add the sum of the total column, and we want to display that in the footer. To do that, we're going to select the total item. We're going to scroll down, and we're seeing 3 summary items. Summary item 1, 2, and 3. That means that you can display up to 3 summaries beneath the total column. So let's add a sum. For summary item number 1, we're selecting the sum. Summary item field name. Over here you can enter the field name which is associated with the total column. You can see that it's field 21. Well, you can type that in now, but it's not quite necessary. You need to type that in if you want to reference a different column under the total column over here. So for this example, we're not going to type in the field name. We're going to leave it blank. And for the display format, this is where you can format the way this number looks like. So we're going to type in total, followed by a colon, then 2 curly brackets. In between the curly brackets, you need to type in a 0, which is the summary values placeholder, then another colon, and then N2, which defines the number of decimals that your number will have in the summary. So let's close this, and you can see that we have total followed by a colon, then the sum, which also has 2 decimals. Of course, you can display a different type of calculation over here. You're not supposed to display necessarily the sum. You can also display averages. You can see them over here. So we got min, max, count, average, or even a custom calculation. Let's close this window. Let's say that the end user wants a different type of calculation that was not designed by the developer. Well, in order to do that, you just need to right-click on the surface, so on the footer, and add up to 5 different types of calculations. So let's add in an average. This average is going to be put in for the VAT column. Put in a new calculation like the minimum, and you can do that 5 times. The difference is that after you save the project, this calculation, so this summary, will be saved because that's the way it was designed to be. But this calculation, the ones that you enter manually as an end user, these will be lost and will not be saved in your project. To remove those, just right-click anywhere on these calculations and choose Clear Summary Items. Let's save. And this is how you build and display summaries in the footer of your grid. I've said a bit earlier that you are able to build and display summaries in the groups. Well, in order to do that, you have to go back to the properties. And we're going to go for 2 examples. We're going to show the sum for the total column and also an average for the VAT column. And these 2 are going to be displayed right here in the header of the group. And to do that, you have to select the total first. or the VAT, depends on which one you have to display first. We're going to select the total, and if you scroll down, you will find Group Summary Item. This section will allow you to build and display summaries for a total, but displayed in the groups. So we're going to go for a sum. For this example, it is necessary to specify the field name, not like when we were displaying summaries in the footer of the grid. So this time we're going to go with field underscore 21 because this is the name of the total. That name is the reference in the database. So field underscore 21. We're going to stick to the same formatting. So total, curly brackets, a 0, a colon, and then N2 for 2 decimal places. Okay. And the second summary is going to be calculated for the VAT. Again, we're looking for group summary items. We're going to display field 22 this time. So it's field underscore 22. Keep in mind that the field name is case sensitive. So if you're not typing it as it's being displayed over here, the calculation will not work. We're going to go with an average. And we're sticking to the same formatting. Curly brackets and N2. Okay. And here you have it. You have the sum of the total column displayed over here. And next to it, you have the average of the VAT column. If you want to display one of these calculations in the footer of the group, you can also do that. You have to go back. Let's choose VAT. Go back to the group summary item, and you have this option over here, show in group column footer. Check this option, close the properties, and you'll see that the average for the VAT is going to be displayed in the footer of the group, but that means that it's not going to be shown in the header as well. You can save and close. And this is how you build and display summaries in the footer of a grid, or also at a group level. I hope this has been informative for you, and I would like to thank you for watching.